Sam Wilson, known originally as the Falcon, began as a side character in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, 2014. Introduced as a former pararescue airman helping veterans reintegrate into society, Sam quickly forms a bond with Steve Rogers through shared experiences of loss and service. His flight suit, the EXO-7 Falcon, originates from a classified U.S. military program. Unlike Iron Man's tech, it's a specialized wing harness enabling high-speed aerial maneuvers, vertical takeoff, and tactical combat support. Sam's early role was as Cap's loyal partner, offering reconnaissance and close-quarters backup, but not as a super-powered figure. Over time, Sam's bravery, moral clarity, and leadership have elevate him from a supporting role to a frontline Avenger. He fights alongside the team in Age of Ultron, Civil War, and Endgame. After Steve Rogers retires, he passes the Captain America shield to Sam, symbolically transferring both responsibility and legacy. The Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, solidifies this transformation, showing Sam confronting racial identity, national symbolism, and moral responsibility as he accepts the mantle of Captain America, becoming one of the MCU's most grounded modern heroes. Bucky Barnes. James Buchanan Barnes was first introduced in Captain America: The First Avenger, 2011, as Steve Rogers' best friend and wartime ally. Initially a sergeant in the 107th Infantry Regiment, Bucky's story begins as that of a loyal soldier protecting a weaker Steve before his transformation into Captain America. During a mission in World War II, Bucky falls from a train and is presumed dead. However, he survives, only to be captured by Hydra. The organization subjects him to brainwashing and cybernetic experimentation, replacing his left arm with a bionic prosthetic made of advanced alloy. Under the alias, the Winter Soldier, Bucky becomes a lethal assassin, used by Hydra for decades as a covert operative. His redemption arc begins in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, 2014, where fragments of his memories resurface after encountering Steve again. Over time, Bucky undergoes mental rehabilitation with the help of Wakandan technology and therapy, freeing him from Hydra's programming. By Avengers: Infinity War and Endgame, Bucky has evolved into a reformed figure fighting alongside the Avengers. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, his journey continues as he seeks to reconcile with his past victims and redefine his purpose. Bucky Barnes transforms from a manipulated weapon into a redeemed hero, representing the struggle of overcoming trauma and reclaiming agency. Wanda Maximoff, journey from side character to hero, begins in Avengers: Age of Ultron, 2015. Introduced alongside her twin brother Pietro, Wanda initially works with Hydra, having volunteered for experiments involving the Mind Stone, which unlocks her latent abilities. These powers include telekinesis, telepathy, and energy manipulation. At first, she and Pietro fight against the Avengers, blaming Tony Stark for the death of their parents due to Stark Industries' weapons. However, after discovering Ultron's true goal, the annihilation of humanity, they defect and join the Avengers. Wanda's powers prove decisive in the Battle of Sokovia, where she helps save civilians and ultimately confronts Ultron himself. After Pietro's death, Wanda remains with the Avengers, refining her abilities and serving as both a combat asset and emotional anchor for the team. Her relationship with Vision deepens her humanity, showing her capacity for love and empathy despite immense loss. Following Captain America: Civil War, Wanda becomes a fugitive, but later fights in Infinity War and Endgame as one of the MCU's most powerful individuals. Her evolution continues in WandaVision, where grief drives her to create an entire reality, inadvertently enslaving a town. By the end, she accepts her identity as the Scarlet Witch, a being of immense magical potential tied to the mystical chaos energy. Through pain and redemption, Wanda transitions from manipulated antagonist to tragically complex hero, embodying both power and vulnerability. Vision. Vision's origin is a direct convergence of science, magic, and artificial intelligence. He is created in Avengers: Age of Ultron, 2015, when Tony Stark and Bruce Banner attempt to upload Jarvis into a synthetic body originally intended for Ultron. This body is made from vibranium and powered by the Mind Stone, one of the 6 Infinity Stones. Upon activation, Vision immediately displays sentience, empathy, and a moral compass independent of his creators. His existence symbolizes the synthesis of man, machine, and cosmic energy. He lifts Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, proving his worthiness and establishing instant trust among the Avengers. Vision's early purpose is to prevent Ultron's extinction-level ambitions, but his role expands as he searches for his own identity, neither fully human nor artificial. His powers include phasing through matter, flight, energy projection, and immense computational intelligence derived from the Mind Stone. In Captain America: Civil War, Vision sides with Tony Stark, believing in the necessity of accountability through the Sokovia Accords. However, his struggle between logic and emotion becomes evident, especially as his relationship with Wanda Maximoff deepens. By Infinity War, Vision becomes a target for Thanos, as the Mind Stone embedded in his forehead is essential for the Infinity Gauntlet. Despite efforts to save him, Vision is destroyed twice. First by Wanda to prevent Thanos from taking the stone, and then by Thanos himself, reversing time to claim it. Vision's consciousness partially returns in WandaVision as a manifestation of Wanda's grief, and later as White Vision, a rebuilt version stripped of emotion, but eventually regaining his memories. Vision's evolution represents the emergence of true sentience, a being born from technology who grows to understand love, morality, and sacrifice, thus transforming into a hero in his own right. Nebula. Transformation from bitter antagonist to hero spans one of the most intricate arcs in the MCU. She is first introduced in Guardians of the Galaxy 2014 as a cybernetically enhanced assassin raised by Thanos alongside her sister Gamora. Thanos subjected both daughters to brutal training, forcing them to fight each other repeatedly. Each time Nebula lost, parts of her body were replaced with cybernetic implants. This relentless abuse fueled her hatred toward both Gamora and Thanos. Initially, Nebula serves as a lieutenant to Ronan the Accuser, aligned with Thanos' interests. Her loyalty, however, is rooted in fear and a desire for her father's approval rather than true allegiance. During the events of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, 2017, she breaks away from Thanos' control, confronting Gamora and ultimately reconciling with her after revealing the depth of her suffering. This marks the beginning of her redemption. By Avengers: Infinity War, Nebula has become an independent warrior intent on killing Thanos. Captured and tortured, she escapes and aids the Avengers during Endgame, playing a pivotal role in the time heist by guiding the team to the Soul Stone's location and later fighting alongside them in the final battle. Her evolution continues post-Endgame in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, where she emerges as a compassionate leader, overseeing the rebuilding of Nowhere and protecting the new generation of Guardians. No longer defined by vengeance or machinery, Nebula becomes a symbol of healing and autonomy, a character who overcomes trauma to find purpose and belonging. Monica Rambeau, first introduced as the daughter of Maria Rambeau in Captain Marvel 2019. As a child, she idolizes her mother's best friend, Carol Danvers, and grows up within a military and aviation environment, influenced by both women's heroism. By the time she appears in WandaVision 2021, Monica has become a SWORD agent, Sentient Weapon Observation and Response Division, tasked with handling extraterrestrial and superhuman phenomena. Her transformation into a hero begins when she is expelled multiple times from Wanda Maximoff's reality-altering hex barrier surrounding Westview. Repeated exposure to the energy field's radiation rewrites Monica's DNA, granting her extraordinary abilities. These powers include energy absorption, manipulation, and perception across the electromagnetic spectrum, allowing her to transform her body into light and phase through matter. Monica's resilience and empathy distinguish her from traditional heroes. Instead of fighting Wanda with aggression, she confronts her with understanding, recognizing grief as the root of Wanda's actions. By the end of WandaVision, Monica has fully embraced her powers and is invited by a Skrull operative to meet someone up there, foreshadowing her role in the cosmic side of the MCU. Her development continues in The Marvels 2023, where she works alongside Carol Danvers and Kamala Khan. Now, operating under the codename Photon, Monica demonstrates leadership, tactical intelligence, and emotional depth, bridging the gap between Earth-based heroes and cosmic entities. Monica Rambeau's evolution from a supporting figure in another hero's origin story to a powerful cosmic defender highlights the MCU's expanding scope, transforming side characters into interdimensional heroes capable of standing among the strongest. Yelena Belova, introduced in Black Widow, 2021, as Natasha Romanoff's surrogate sister, raised alongside her in a fabricated family during a covert mission in Ohio. Both were trained in the Red Room, a secret Soviet program that conditioned young girls into elite assassins known as Black Widows. Unlike Natasha, Yelena remained under the program's control for years, subjected to chemical mind control and psychological manipulation. Her transformation begins when she's freed from this control by a synthesized antidote known as the Red Dust, which breaks the chemical bond and restores her free will. Freed from the Red Room's influence, Yelena's immediate goal becomes liberating other widows around the world. She plays a key role in dismantling Dreykov's operations, displaying tactical precision, combat expertise, and emotional depth that parallel Natasha's own heroism. Following Black Widow, Yelena re-emerges in Hawkeye, 2021, hired to assassinate Clint Barton under false pretenses. Through confrontation and shared grief over Natasha's death, she realizes her sister's sacrifice was voluntary, marking a profound emotional shift. By the end of Hawkeye, Yelena's role solidifies as an independent operative, morally flexible, but fundamentally good. Her sarcasm and pragmatic approach contrast sharply with traditional heroism, yet she embodies the same selflessness and resilience that defined Natasha. In the MCU's next phase, Yelena is set to take leadership within the Thunderbolts, a government-backed team of anti-heroes. This transition from manipulated assassin to reluctant savior mirrors Natasha's own redemption arc, completing Yelena's journey from side character to a new generation Black Widow, a hero shaped by trauma but defined by choice. Cassie Lang, daughter of Scott Lang Ant-Man, begins as a supporting figure introduced in Ant-Man, 2015. Initially portrayed as a child who idolizes her father despite his criminal past, Cassie serves as Scott's emotional anchor, his motivation to reform and become a better person. Her early appearances focus on their close relationship, highlighting how Scott's heroism influences her moral compass and curiosity about science and heroism. As Cassie grows older, her admiration for her father evolves into active involvement in his world. By Ant-Man and the Wasp, 2018, she begins showing interest in his technology, fascinated by PIM particles and the quantum realm. During Avengers Endgame, Cassie survives the blip and reunites with her father 5 years later, now a teenager deeply inspired by the Avengers' sacrifices. Her true transformation occurs in Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, 2023. Cassie reveals that she's been studying quantum mechanics and has secretly developed a quantum beacon device, a communication system for exploring the quantum realm. This invention inadvertently triggers the events of the film, pulling her, Scott, and the others into the dimension. Once there, Cassie dons her own suit, equipped with PIM particle technology similar to Ant-Man's, granting her the ability to change size at will. Adopting the alias Stature, she proves capable in combat and demonstrates leadership under pressure, aiding the resistance against Kang's forces. Cassie's evolution from child sidekick to independent hero reflects the MCU's generational shift, where the children of heroes rise to continue their legacy. Her growth symbolizes not just inherited heroism, but earned responsibility as she becomes a protector in her own right, rather than simply Ant-Man's daughter. Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop makes her debut in Hawkeye, 2021. Portrayed as a skilled but impulsive young archer who idolizes Clint Barton, her fascination with Hawkeye begins during the Battle of New York in The Avengers, 2012, where, as a child, she witnesses him fighting aliens without superpowers, purely through courage, skill, and precision. That moment defines her lifelong drive to train as a marksman and martial artist, studying archery, fencing, gymnastics, and strategy to emulate her hero. When the series begins, Kate is a college student and competitive archer with a knack for getting into trouble. After accidentally donning Ronin's suit at an underground auction, she becomes entangled in Clint's past as the masked vigilante. This sets off a chain of events involving organized crime groups like the Tracksuit Mafia, Yelena Belova's intervention, and the shadowy influence of Wilson Fisk, Kingpin. Throughout the series, Kate's arc centers on proving herself not to Clint, but to herself. Despite lacking formal superpowers, she repeatedly demonstrates bravery, ingenuity, and moral conviction. Her dynamic with Clint evolves from idolization to partnership, with Clint acknowledging her as his equal by the finale. By the end of Hawkeye, Kate has effectively assumed the role of the next Hawkeye, using her skills, humor, and heart to carry on the mantle. Her story highlights the MCU's grounded heroes, individuals who rely on determination and training rather than enhanced abilities. Kate Bishop's evolution from eager fan to capable protector cements her as part of the MCU's emerging Young Avengers lineup.